Hi, teammates. This is Sean J. McCall, and as usual, I am your host for another episode of the Eurobasket. This will be the final episode before I'll take a couple of weeks off. Probably start up in mid-January of 2023, and then I'll probably go until mid or end of February 2023, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of a creative break because I think I'm starting to get redundant. I'm starting to ask the same questions and things like that. Although the guests are very good, I think maybe I'm not as good as I need to be. So I'm going to take a little bit of a creative break and go through my head and see if I want to make any changes. So let's get to my guest tonight. I'm very excited. This is my most personal guest as of yet because this is family. This is someone who is actually a part of my family. She is my niece. Before I get a little bit more in depth into that, let me remind you at the bottom of the screen, you'll see a comment section. You can ask a question during the live at any time, and I'll see if I can infuse it into the broadcast. There's also another one with a question mark and a speech bubble. If you only want me to see what you write, then you can write it there and nobody else will see it. But anyway, I'll try to get any questions that you guys write in. I'll try to get it into the show. So I'm thrilled. I'm really excited to have my niece on here. Her name is Ajanae Respass, and she is in her freshman year at the University of Oregon, where she plays forward for the Ducks soccer team, women's soccer team. So I'm extremely excited to have her on. So yeah, I'm just a proud uncle that is glad to have his niece online. So let me get her in here. I saw she sent me now she should be coming on in a couple seconds. And her mom just dropped in. Hey sis. There
Hi,
we go.
Sean.
There we go. There's my beautiful niece. Let me fix my
Hi.
camera. Okay.
Yes.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
You are now on campus, or you're home right now, right?
No, I'm home. I got home on Thursday. So, yeah, I finished my finals last week.
How were your finals? How'd they go?
It went really well. I only had to take one like official final and I did good
Mhm.
on it. So, yeah, they were good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, like I said before, Ajanae Respass is my niece. She plays at the University of Oregon, soccer, football, for those of you in Europe. And I'm really excited to have her on and give her view of her journey so far and what she has uh, planned for the rest of her career, and then possibly what happens after her collegiate career is over. So, Nay, just relax. It's going to be a chill
Okay.
conversation between an uncle and his niece.
Yep.
Um, and then, yeah, we'll see how it goes. All right.
Okay.
We're gonna go right away with family business. We're gonna put all our business in the street.
Okay.
Um, so when you were born, I was already living overseas. I was already playing and living overseas by the time you were
Mm-hmm.
born. So we didn't get to spend a whole lot of time together because, of course, I'm living here full time as well. Um, that's a hard thing for those of us that live and play overseas because we miss a lot of time with family. We miss a lot of things that we would normally see if we were living in the States. How was it
Mm-hmm.
for you to know that you had an uncle that you never see, but you know he's a professional athlete somewhere around the world, but you never really get to see him?
Well, I know like you're always constantly supporting me even though you're that far away.
Yeah.
And I know you came in here and visited when I was like 4 years old, I'm pretty sure. And then
Yeah.
I went and saw you in like second grade is the last time I actually saw you. But
Right.
I just know you constantly like even through social media, you're always supporting me and texting me. And so you reach out. And so it's good to know you're the big athlete of my dad's side of the family. So
Well,
yeah.
well, yeah, especially between me and your dad because I was a better athlete than him. He had a bigger brain, and I was a better athlete than
Uh-huh.
the family.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what what's it like for you to be a freshman No, let me go back. Let's go back to
Okay.
basketball. Let me start with basketball.
Okay.
I know you played for a while, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
actually you were pretty decent, right?
Yeah, I was all right.
Right. When did it
Yeah.
click for you that okay, maybe basketball is not it, maybe my way is going to be with soccer?
Well, I didn't start basketball until I was in like later grades. Like I had started soccer when I was 4 or 5. So I'd been playing soccer and then started playing basketball, and I really liked basketball, but I just played it in the winter. I didn't have like a club team like I did for
Mhm.
soccer, and so I just feel like I was always more focused on soccer. And then
Mhm.
when it came to the time of high school, I played my freshman year on my high school team, and then I realized after that like I just wanted to focus just on soccer, and during our like soccer break is when I would play basketball. So instead of playing basketball during that, just focusing more on soccer, and that I
Mhm.
liked it more. So probably freshman year.
Did my brother get upset when you decided to stop playing basketball?
No, he didn't.
You sure?
He's a deep down, he's a big soccer fan. So yeah, I don't
Yeah,
think he was
I,
upset.
I know, but we used to have some rivalries on the court, so I know he's a basketball guy too, so he used to kick my
Yeah,
butt around the court. Your brother
yeah.
did, however, always let me tag along when he went to the park to play with the older boys. He would let me
Okay.
tag along, and he would always put
Yeah.
me on his team, which made me better. So for that,
Okay.
I love my brother.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's crazy right now. What?
Yeah. I was gonna say he didn't care.
What? What's crazy
I was
right
gonna.
now is how much you look like my brother. I'm looking at you and I see a much prettier version of my brother. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I know we look a lot alike.
Soccer recruiting is a little bit different than basketball recruiting for colleges. Basically, you gave your oral commitment to the University of Oregon when you were about a sophomore in high school or junior,
It was freshman year.
freshman
But
year.
that's yeah. But it's changed. There was a rule change my freshman year after I
Oh,
commit.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
how do you get to that point as a freshman that you already know in 3 more years, after 3 more years, I know where I'm going? How does that process go?
well, I feel like when like growing up, soccer recruiting always started early, so we already had to like
Mhm.
start thinking about it way earlier than everyone else. And so like in 8th grade is when I started talking to coaches. And my parents, I was lucky that they were able to like take me to schools because we couldn't do official visits and
Right.
like with those recruiting rules until our junior year still. And so my parents, they were able to take me to see a lot of schools. And so by the time that saw Oregon, I'd already seen a ton of schools, and I just fell in love with it, and it clicked, and I loved everything it had to offer me. So
What
yeah.
what is it like when you go to on an unofficial visit? Because you didn't take actually your official visit until
Hmm.
after you signed as a senior, right?
Yeah, it was the September before I signed, so it was like 2 months before I signed, but still.
So how did
Um,
how did it look when you would go on an unofficial visit before that? Like, did you have to call the school and say, "Hey, we're coming," or how did that work?
it was like you would talk to the coaches, so we'd be in contact with the coaches, and then you just go and like get a tour of the campus and all that. So an official visit they pay for, an official you have to pay for it.
Right. Did
So
you did your high school coach or your club coach kind of facilitate what schools maybe you would go to an unofficial visit, or was it family doing it? Was it mom and dad doing it?
our club coaches would get like emails from coaches like that were at our games, who were interested, so they would send us those. But it was mainly like my decision, family decision, like what schools I would like wanted was most interested in wanted to go to.
So I remember when I was in high school and I was getting recruited. You know, I'm an old man,
Hmm.
and this is before internet and before emails and all that. So I can remember my mailbox being full of letters, right, from
Yeah.
colleges. And I remember my very first one happened to be from Oregon State. I'll never
Okay.
forget the very first time I opened the letter and it was like, "Hey, Sean, we would like to recruit you." I was like, "Oh my God."
Uh-huh.
Do you even get letters anymore, or is it all email? Like, do you remember the
Most of
first
it,
mail you got?
I mean, the first mail I got was from Oregon,
Oh,
after like I committed, and I don't think soccer wise, I don't think it's as common to get mail as it is in other sports. It's just more like emails, and we had like this app thing called Sports Recruits that we used, and we could see when coaches looked at our profile and stuff. But it was exciting. Like my first call with the coach after like one of our games that they were at. I was freaking out and I was nervous. And my dad was like, "You have to do it," and I was like, "Okay," and I did it. But yeah, it was exciting, but it was nerve wracking.
yeah. So you developed into a four-star soccer player in your senior season. You scored 17 goals, if I'm not mistaken. You were
High school, yeah.
all state first team.
Uh huh.
You, uh, Colorado Gatorade Player of the Year finalist,
Yeah.
and a member of the National Honor Roll.
Yes.
What are you most proud of from your high school days? It's not so long ago, but
Um, my high school soccer,
no,
or
period. Your high school, it
in
could be also
general.
club. Just the thing in that time when you were in high school, what are you the most proud of?
Probably just where I've gotten today and like the player that I've become, and like the people that I've met along the way. I would say like my club team and my high school soccer teammates, like we're all super close, and they were the reason that I like became the player I am today. And just like was able to have so much success this year, playing at Oregon. So I would say that I'm most proud of just like the player I've become and the opportunity that I have right now.
What I didn't know until me and my brother were talking about it was that you have to go super early to report
Hmm.
to school when you play soccer because actually you're on campus before way before school even starts because you have practice, you
Yeah,
have your preseason, and the season starts like right away.
2 weeks from now.
So
Yeah.
like 2 weeks before, like how long were you actually on campus before the season started or before school started?
Well, our school starts September 29th because we're on the quarter system, which is kind of rare here. Most schools
Right.
are in semester, so they start like mid-August. But I got to campus mid-June, and so I was there mid-June until September 29th, I think school started. So three
Wow.
months, wait, July, August, September, 3 months, I
Wow.
think.
Was
Yeah.
the
But it was
campus kind of empty?
Yeah, there was no one there. It was mostly just athletes, and then there was exchange students that were there, um, mostly, and then I think obviously the people taking some summer classes, but nothing like it is now.
Were you looking forward to getting out of the house? Okay, your mom is watching, so let's
Yeah,
not.
I know.
But just between us, were you happy to get out of
Uh,
the house?
yeah, I was. She knows that I was. She knows that I always wanted to, like, I always wanted to leave Colorado because I didn't want to stay here, and she knew that since I was younger that I would be like that. So yeah, I was excited to leave.
Yeah. Were you ready to leave?
Yeah, I think I was. I
Yeah.
don't I wasn't, I was like excited, nervous, but I wasn't
Mm.
like freaking out. I was excited. So I
Was the
think I
when
was ready.
your mom and dad took you to campus, right?
Yeah, my dad drove my car out there and then my mom and I
Mm.
flew. So yeah,
So
they took me.
wait a minute. He drove and y'all flew?
Yeah, he did. Great.
How
Yeah.
long of a drive is it?
19 hours, I think. So he stopped in Idaho, I think, and then he spent the night and then he drove.
That's a good day. I have to
Yeah,
pat my
it
brother
is.
on the back. Okay.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
what was the first thing you did after your mom and dad left? Did you like lay on the bed and like, oh, I'm free?
I don't remember what I did. I probably just went and got food with my friends, with my teammates. So
Okay.
yeah.
Um, talk a little bit about the support your parents gave you and how important that was for your not just your development as a soccer player, but or as an
Hmm.
athlete, but just as a person.
Um, I mean, I couldn't thank them enough for their constant support, like what they've done for me and like throughout the years, just being there for me and just offering me and guiding me and teaching me lessons.
Mhm.
I feel like it's really shaped me as a person, and I am who I am today because of them. And just knowing that I have like such a big support system that I can fall on, they can give me strength in times like of weakness. I don't know. I'm just super thankful and grateful to have them.
And
So,
you know you got an uncle that's very far away, but if you need me, I'm there.
okay, I do know that. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Let's talk about your freshman season. Season is over
Okay.
since a little over a month.
Yeah.
So you were this big hot shot coming out of high school. You get to campus. You get to campus and you have your first practice, and you see all the other players, things like that. You're on the field and stuff. You're looking around. What was that moment like when you first stepped onto the field and was like, "Yo, I'm actually here."
It was exciting. We were all obviously like training and stuff during the summer, but not everyone was there yet. So the first day of practice, I was nervous just because it's like such a new environment and there's new
Right.
people and that I hadn't met before. But I was excited, a little nervous, but it was like, oh, this is real. Like this is happening. Like season is starting today. So like just like realizing that it was like all happened. It kind of like it all like flew by. So it was like kind of surreal.
How was your mental? Like, what was your thought process going into that first practice? Like, I'm just about to kill everything in front of me. Like, I don't care if they're senior. I don't care if they're like, were you on like some serious mama mentality, or were you just like, oh, we'll kind of play it by ear and see how it goes?
I would say I was like I have to work hard and I just have to like showcase my game and be the player I am today and just like be confident in who I am and like not let like me being nervous like dictate dictate that.
I'm glad you're not like your dumbass uncle when he was a freshman, because I went in their first practice thinking I was hot
Uh-huh.
shit and got my nose broken very first practice by a older guy. So
Really?
I'm glad you're not me, not
Yeah.
like me. Um, so you started off really strong. You and the team,
Yeah.
the team
Mhm.
earned 5 points out of your first 4 games. You scored
Yeah.
3 goals in those first 4 games. Um,
Mhm.
were you a little bit surprised at how well it started?
I wasn't at all surprised about like the team success in those first four games, 5 games, whatever. I think 5 games.
Or
Um I was like I was like I didn't surprise myself, but I like was kind of surprised just like at how I had scored like 3 goals in those first 5 games. Uh, I mean, I am a forward, so like it's not like
that's your
surprising, but at
job.
the same time, yeah, it's my job. But like just like the college level, I was like, oh, I can do this. Like I got this. It was kind of like a thing. Like even after the first game, I was like, oh, like I got this type thing. So yeah.
And I remember because of course I follow the Ducks Instagram page, and with the time difference, I saw it pop up that you had a game, and I think I wrote you,
Uh-huh.
and there was one post that said like that there was a game, the season is starting, season opener, and I saw that,
Mhm.
and I hit you up on Instagram, but you didn't see it until later, and I was just like, hey, are you going to get to play? Like I'm so excited for you, you're going to get to play,
Yeah.
and then like later I saw another post and it had the starters, and I was like, oh
Uh-huh.
shit, she's starting, she scored her first game, and then later I saw the post that you scored your first game, and I was like, oh, this is some dope
Yeah.
ass shit right here. This is dope. Like,
Yeah.
how happy were you to score your first game?
I was very excited. I like missed a few wide like easy goals that I should have scored. So just like to be able to score and like finally put one in the net, I was like really excited. And like it was like again a moment like that you like kind of dream of as a kid. So yeah, I was really excited.
I know that your parents were there too, so that's got to be crazy to score. your first game. It was at home too, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. You score at
Yeah.
home. Your parents are there. It's like that. It can't get any better than that, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
So
They
then
were at every game.
after this, the quick start, you guys kind of tailed off a little bit for the rest of the season. So I am an impartial observer. So when I
Uh-huh.
did my research, of course, I did research on the team as well.
Yeah.
That you guys finished what it is what were you guys had a record of
We were
4 wins,
four.
7 ties, and 8 losses.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
but you started every game that you played, 16 games out of the 19.
Yeah. Mhm.
Well, you missed a
Mhm.
couple games because of injury, right? Your ankle, right?
Yeah, I sprained my ankle in the USC game.
So
So that was the first weekend of October.
so not that the season was a disappointment, but did you guys not reach the maybe the expectations that you had because you missed the playoffs and things like that?
Yeah, our always our goal was to make the NCAA tournament, and so I think that that was like we were kind of like dang about that. But we faced like a lot of adversity this year, and so
Mhm.
I think that like with that adversity, what we were able to do was really good. And so obviously we were disappointed we didn't make the playoffs and we didn't do better in the Pac-12. But
Right.
like looking back through the whole journey of the season, um, what we faced and how we handled it and like our mindset towards everything, I feel like we did pretty well and handled that pretty well.
So it's
So
all pretty much a part of the learning curve.
yeah, yep.
And I saw
So
that you guys have already started signing new players for the next season and stuff. How do you think, like, when the new players come in, how do
hmm
you think you'll handle that? Because somebody's going to be gunning for your spot. That's clear. That's the nature of the
hmm
beast. How do you think you'll handle competition in your second year?
I feel like competition is where I thrive and where everyone thrives, and just like to have the like people competing against each other. Like it's how we get better and how we push each other. So I love it and I'm excited for it. And just I'm excited to meet the new freshmen and new transfers we get, and just get close with them and build with them and move forward next year.
Good.
So
How would you rate your freshman season personally?
um, I would say it's everything I wanted to do. Like coming into Oregon, um, me being able to like have an immediate impact is something that I always wanted to do. And so
Right.
I would say the only thing that I like wish I would have done more is just like contribute more, like score more. I did contribute in other ways, but
Right.
scoring, wish I scored more. But that's okay.
You were the leading scorer, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, I
As,
was.
as, a, as a freshman.
Yeah.
Go. Okay. Well, that's the family genes coming through. Okay. So the season's over.
hmm
What do soccer players do after the season? Season was done in early November.
hmm
Early November season's over. What do you do for the next months till school's over? I know you're not just chilling, but what do you do as an athlete, a student athlete whose season is over in November?
Um, so we got like a week off and then we had testing the next week and then our coach was really big on just like us having like a mental reset. So we were off the rest through then. We had like optional lift and stuff that we could go to. But then when we start back up in January, we're gonna have practice. I don't know what hours it is or
Mm,
whatever, but we'll have like more individual
right,
sessions with our coaches or like positional stuff with
right.
our coaches, and then we'll be lifting. And then at a certain time, it goes to like more hours a week, and then we have spring season. I think in April. I don't. Yeah, I think it's in April, and then May. We play some local teams in Oregon.
Okay,
Um,
that's what I was going to ask. So spring season, you're not really traveling so much. It's just kind of
no.
around your area.
Yeah, it's more local.
Okay.
So,
Uh, so now that your season is finished, you have a little bit more time.
hmm
Do you get to enjoy college life?
I
Like,
do.
okay, I'm not going to tell your dad, but do you go to frat parties?
I have been to a frat party or two,
Yeah.
but they're not hyped up to what they. I don't like. They're fine. I'm not like. I went to a fun Christmas one, um, before I left, so that was fun.
Okay.
But I get to sleep in, you know, so that's been nice.
How is it juggling school and the life of a student athlete for you? I mean, I know you're
Um,
smart, so I know the school stuff is probably okay for you, but still.
um, it wasn't that bad. My first classes, I took four classes. They weren't the hardest thing in the world, so it wasn't horrible. I just am a procrastinator, so I wait till the last minute to do everything. But it worked. It was fine, so it wasn't that bad. And we have like we have a in our academic center where like we have required like tutoring hours. It's more like study hall kind of, but yeah,
Right.
we have like 6 hours. I had 6 hours this year, so.
I'm not going to say who asked this question, but somebody just hit me up with a question on the private one and asked, "What are your final grades?" I'm not going to tell you who asked me
um,
that, but you could probably
I
guess.
had I had a two A. I had all A's, two A minuses, and one A plus, and then one of my classes was a pass fail class. So I had
Okay.
like I don't know what GPA was that is, but
Okay. So
all
your dad
A's.
is not, he's not going to whip your tail or nothing like
Nope,
that. It's no good.
nope.
Okay. I get you.
Yeah.
Um, let's look forward.
Okay.
So you have a fantastic injury-free uh, college career. You graduate after 3 years. You're doing your master's, your fourth year. Everything's
hmm
great.
Perfect.
Would you consider coming overseas to play soccer professionally?
Um, I mean, I think if I, sorry, I've had a cough for like 2 weeks. Um, I think I first would want to see if I could play here in the United States, with the
Mhm.
NWSL. I feel like it's picking up for sure. Um, I'm about to hold this.
You need
I'm
some
holding
T2.
water with my, yeah, for real. Um, I feel like I first would want to see if I could play here, and then if I like don't have the opportunity to play here, I know that I would have the opportunity to go overseas. That I probably would consider it heavily. It's just so far away that I'd have to like actually be like,
Yeah,
yeah,
of
I'm
course,
leaving
of course.
and I'm going
But the
overseas.
priority, but the priority would be to try to find something stateside.
Yeah, first.
So I mean, of course, you have a uncle that still lives overseas. So,
hmm
if you ever need somebody to help you out and to tell you how to get acclimated, how to weather the storm overseas, you got me. So when it
Yep.
comes to that time, we'll talk. Um,
Okay.
and yeah, I'll be of,
Sorry.
don't worry, I'll be of assistance to you whenever you need.
Okay.
Uh,
I got it. Thank you.
what's what do you think I don't think you've declared your major yet, right?
Yeah, I have.
What are you thinking about?
I'm doing business administration with a focus on sports business.
Sports business. What would be your dream job when you get your degree?
Um, I've always kind of wanted to own my own company. I don't know what like that would be, like a product or I don't know. I've just always wanted to own my own company, but if I didn't do that, just something in the sports world, just because I love like either when football, basketball, soccer, just because I love watching sports. So I just feel like I would very like really enjoy being involved, like with a professional program in their business.
Of
So
course, the college landscape has changed a lot since I went to college. So nowadays, you guys have the NILs, the name, image, likeness. contracts,
Mhm.
deals, things of that nature. Um, Oregon is, of course, is a Nike school, heavily supported by Nike. Um,
Yeah.
are there any interest, or are you exploring NILs for yourself, or does the team handle that? How does that work out there?
It kind of for us, if we want to do it, we can do it, and so we
Hmm.
have to explore it on our own and like put ourselves out there. Um, there's like resources that we have at the school, um, where we could like go and talk to someone about our brand or like what we want to do. Um, and so like there's resources and they'll have classes about it and like people have talked to us about
Wow.
it. So we have that opportunity, but it's mostly on us to like explore it and see what we want to do with it. Oh my goodness.
See, and I got you up early in the morning out of bed, and you got to talk to me for a little bit, and you should be
No, this is
sleeping and getting ready.
I'm up this is it's noon. It's not early. It's not early.
So would you think about going and exploring more the NIL route, or are you kind of like taking a wait and see approach to it? Because I mean, I had a guest on a couple of months ago who he's a
Uh-huh.
basketball player at Clemson, and he's one of
Okay.
the biggest NIL guys out there. He's got deals with
Okay.
Amazon, with Crocs, with Mercedes Benz. He's got like some
Okay.
with what's the video game?
Xbox,
Fortnite,
PlayStation. Oh,
Fortnite and stuff
Fortnite.
like that. He's got crazy deals. And so
Okay.
we talked a little bit about that. And what's your take on it? Or are you kind of like waiting and seeing?
I mean, right now I'm not like full force like into NIL. I think there'll be a
Mhm.
point for sure that I do like just um contact a ton of companies and try and get that. But
Mhm.
I right now it's not my main focus. My parents
Mhm.
are heavily on it, but I'm just we'll see. And yeah, I'm chilling when it comes to it so far.
Yeah.
So
I don't
yeah,
know. I don't know if that would have been around when I was going to school. I don't know if I would have liked to do it. I think
yeah,
at some point it distracts from what you're doing, but at the same time, I mean, it's there. It's, I mean,
yeah.
it's there. So,
Hmm.
um, everybody always complains, oh, we're athletes, we don't get paid. Okay, you get your scholarship, you get your school paid for, you get
Hmm.
things like that. But now with NIL, it's like you can capitalize on your name, your brand, your
Hmm.
athletic prowess, things like that. So I don't know. I don't know if I would definitely have to inform myself, I think, but I don't know if
Hmm.
that would be something I would be into. I'm not a money guy, but
Yeah,
I don't know if that would be something that would interest me. At least maybe not
yeah.
early in my career, maybe later if I was some hot shot and brands were
Hmm.
throwing a whole bunch of money at me. Maybe,
Hmm.
maybe. Not
Yeah,
bad for a college student.
yeah. I mean, that would be nice. So
I keep seeing a question come up, but it doesn't show me the question. Somebody sent the second question, but I don't see it. Oh wait, there we go. Uh, your mom said you should hold up that vitamin water. I'm
yeah,
guessing
I
that
saw her
means
comment. I saw her
your
comment
NIL,
come
right?
through. Yeah, I saw her comment come through.
And then Bell 11 Cra 5, he asked how important is family life. We kind of went over that, but I mean, just the fact that you're on my show shows that your
Yeah,
family loves you.
yeah, very important.
Actually, we kind of flew through this, and we're almost done. This is like a world record.
Really?
I thought I had like
Oh,
way too many questions, and we kind of like
okay,
breezed through. So I've got
okay,
only a couple more questions for you, and I'm gonna let you get out of here.
okay.
Um, who's winning the World Cup?
Argentina.
Argentina. I
Yeah.
picked Brazil like a dumbass.
Uh-huh. I wish that they had played Argentina yesterday. That would have been really cool to watch
Yeah,
Neymar and
that really would have been.
Messi play against each other. So, but I think
Yeah. So
Argentina. I hope so.
my bracket is totally busted.
Yeah.
Um, what song is a must that you listen to before a game?
Um, I feel like it changes like every season. But this season, what was it? Hold on. Can I exit out
Yeah,
and check
now
my playlist?
now you're out of season, so you don't remember
Yeah,
anymore because you're not playing any games.
I think it was lifestyle. I
Right?
don't I don't I don't remember. I don't remember. I have a playlist that I listen to. And so I
Okay.
used to be very superstitious about it. Me
Mhm.
listening to like certain songs before games, but I feel like this year I listened to more. Like I wasn't as superstitious about things,
Do you have
which is
other
probably good.
superstitions,
Um,
like with your
no, but
cleats or socks or something like that?
I don't have a superstition with that. I mean, I if I think about it, like how I like put my uniform on, like we'll get to the our games early, and then I'll go get taped, and then I'll wait to put on my like uniform until like like I'll do it after I get taped instead of before. So I guess
Because you
that
want
would
it to be
be
all crispy clean.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I got you. I
So,
got you.
but nothing like serious. I like my routine on game days though, like eating when like the time I eat and then what I eat before.
Mhm.
I like that superstition kind of.
Who was the best defender that you faced this year that really like gave you trouble?
Um, if I like think of a
Or it could have
team,
been a team. Let's not go individual. Let's go. What team did you think? Wow, they did a good job defending.
um, I'm trying to like think of our games.
If it's nobody, say nobody. Don't be afraid to pub yourself up. I love confidence. We got a confident family.
Um, I can't think of a team,
Okay,
but
I can live with that.
yeah, okay.
I can live with that. Uh, what do you remember the most about your first college goal?
Just like the relief because I was literally so close to scoring multiple times and just like to finally like see it go in the back of the net. I was like, and then I ran up to everyone and everyone was like, finally, and was like, I told you. And it was really exciting.
Yeah.
And it was like at the very end of the game. So
Was it a
it was,
was it a header or was it with the foot?
it was off. I like hit it onto the goalie and then the goalie like didn't, it like, I got the rebound from the goalie.
Okay, and then you
I
tapped it
followed
in.
the ball. And I tapped it in. It was like my shot that came off a goalie and then I followed it in. So
Okay. What
yeah.
is a skill? What is a skill that you learned through basketball that translates
hmm
to soccer?
Um, I think that like just like holding off defenders, like getting in the ball, like checking to the ball, and just like being able to like put your body around like the girl and like turn or like making runs,
Mhm.
um, like going to the hole or like running lanes. I don't remember
You
basketball
don't remember the
terminology like
basketball
that.
terminology? I got you. But
Terminology,
you're right,
yeah,
Lane.
yeah, lanes, running lanes, and just like
So,
movement.
so you are 6 feet, right? At least that's what they have you listed as.
Yeah,
You're a footer, okay. Um, do you find it difficult with boys because you're tall?
no,
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 because you're
no.
gorgeous. I mean, come on, come on.
I mean, like, I'm not, I don't really, I'm just like, okay, whatever comes will come. Yeah, I want a boy who's taller than me, but it's not, I'm not like, it's not like a struggle, I would say.
It's not a. I got you. Yeah.
Especially
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
You got a
So,
lot of people sliding into your DMs. We won't tell your dad.
no, no.
Good girl. Good. 'Cause I
hmm
don't have to come out there
Yeah.
and beat nobody up.
hmm
Good girl.
hmm
Okay. I know you wouldn't say it even if you did, but it's cool. Last question. Last question. So, Nike is, of course, a big sponsor for Oregon athletics in general. And
Hmm.
I'm sure you guys get a whole lot of gear, bags, hats, everything
Hmm.
um, from them. Can your uncle get a T-shirt or like
Yeah, I can.
a
I mean,
fan
they
or
would.
a beanie or can your
Yeah,
uncle get something with Oregon on it? Come on.
yeah. Christmas is coming up, so yeah, yeah. I can make that. I can do that.
Okay. What's your plans right now? How long are you home?
I'm home for a month, so I get back January 8th.
January 8th. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Good.
So,
So,
yep.
Ajane, thank you, my beautiful, smart, wonderful niece, for coming onto my podcast and giving your information, your view of the world as a freshman at a very big
Yes.
soccer school. I appreciate that very much, taking time out of your morning to come on and talk to us. Uh, if, you know, if there's anything I can do for you, I love you. I'm there, right? Okay.
Yep.
And I wish you continued success. I hope you, I hope all your dreams come true on the soccer field and off, private,
Hmm.
school, soccer, all of that, because I love you to death. And
Love you
yeah,
too.
thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming on.
Thanks for
Really
having me on.
appreciate it. You're welcome. You can get out of here.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Good. Good talking to you.
Bye.
Bye.
So, everyone, that's it for tonight. That was my beautiful daughter, Ajanae Respass, giving some information about her life at the University of Oregon as a student athlete. And yeah, I'll be really excited to see her progress. And who knows, maybe she ends up coming overseas to play soccer somewhere here. I would be really thrilled about that. Maybe I could help her out a little bit. But yeah, that's it. This is the last show for 2022. If you came for 1 second or for the whole now 42 minutes, thank you very much. I appreciate everyone that tunes in. I will be taking a creative break of some sort sometime in February, but I think I'll start back around, excuse me, I'll start back around early to mid January with the remaining guests that I still have on deck. And there's going to be some pretty good ones. It's going to be an interesting couple of weeks when I start back up. I'm really excited for the guests that I have on, that I'll have on when I return. But until then, thank you everyone for tuning in, whether you're new or old. Hope to see you all soon. And be safe. Christmas holidays are coming up. Everybody be safe. New Year's is coming up. Don't do anything crazy, and keep yourself and your family safe. Okay, that's it for me. Old head out.